This episode is powered by Thirdsy, your go-to for game-changing sleep recovery. Imagine hitting your workouts harder and waking up feeling unstoppable. That's what Thirdsy's PM Recovery Collagen does for me. It's like pre-workout, but for your sleep, fueling your body's active recovery processes without any melatonin or sedatives. Just one scoop before bed supports deeper, more restorative sleep so you can crush your fitness goals. Ready to experience the best rest and recovery? Visit Thirdsy.com and transform your nights into recovery power hours. Thirdsy, because sleep is the ultimate recovery tool. That's THIRDZY.com. Save 20% with code JASONZZZ. Let's get into the show. Rick, we are back. This is the Masters in Motion podcast. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Rick. How's your
Happy New
year
Year,
going
Jason.
so far?
I have the beard's grown out a little bit, and the temperature has dropped. So that's what's going on here. It is,
Well,
and I meant to tell you, it's 13, but the feels like temperature is -9 out there right now. So,
dude,
yeah,
it's awful. It's been like in the 40s here in Birmingham, or I'm in just outside of Birmingham, and I am absolutely over the cold. I'm freezing in my house. I mean, I know that you heat constantly your house, but
yeah.
we're in this new house, and it's just so cold, and like we might get some freezing rain this weekend, which apparently shuts down all of Alabama when that happens. So we're
Little bit of
kind of
ice.
excited for some fun. Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be all stocked up. Right, I'll work out in the garage that day. I also have been working on growing the beard out a little bit.
Okay, over the mustache, right?
Yeah,
Around the mustache.
And the reason I did this, so we traveled to Colorado 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and spent a week with our families, our older kids out there. And my 24-year-old son is a police officer, and it has been 2.5 years as a Denver police officer, and I got to go on a ride along with him, which was between you and me, like the highlight of the entire trip. The trip was great. It's so many fun things, so many great experiences, but I did get to spend 10 hours with him on shift.
That is so cool.
Now, he has a mustache because he's a cop, and like cops have mustaches, right?
I was going to say Superbad or something like that.
Yeah. It felt like an episode of Superbad. And I started growing out my beard like a week before showing, because I didn't want to be like showing up at work with him and dad's got a mustache, son's got a mustache, because we look very much alike with mustaches. But the beard was definitely not quite this thick.
Well, wait. I just say, I can only picture probably a dash cam or his body cam, probably didn't record or anything like that. But after you've raised him from a little boy up through now and taught him everything, but then there you are in the cruiser next to him, probably wanting to touch everything. And I could just hear him say, "Dad, don't touch. Leave this alone. No, you can't run the siren. No, you can't run the lights. That's not yours." I just was hoping he would say that.
I learned so many secrets about police cars. I know some hacks. I know some buttons. I did not, however, push any buttons. Real quick, what we're going to talk about today on this show is we're going to talk about the 2026 competition calendar for Masters athletes. So we just want to say that we're going to get to that in just a second. But one of the things about when you do a ride along, because now we're going to go back to talking about the highlight of the trip.
I've never
when you
done
do a
one.
ride along, there's a curse that happens, and those of you that are police officers that listen, you probably know this. If you've had a ride along, it's the curse of the ride along, and what that means is that nothing happens that day. There's no code 10s, there's no lights and sirens, no one goes to jail. Like there's just nothing. It's the most boring day of the shift or of the week for that particular precinct or district. And sure enough, we had the curse of the ride along. Now, we went on a number of calls. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was very interesting. The whole time I'm just buzzing, watching my son do cool things. However, there was nothing really fun for them as police officers.
Boring day for him.
Yeah, boring day. It was really, they weren't doing much. Now, the one thing that was funny, we did go, there was a crazy guy that had called, and he had said that there was some violence happening, and he was the caller. We went to go check that out, and it turns out that he was actually the crazy one. He was really, really agitated and very, very random. And when you're on a ride along, you get out of the car too. So I'm standing behind, and my son is kind of with this guy, and another police officer's with this guy, And the guy is just really out of it. But he keeps moving to the side and getting a line of sight on me. This guy does. And every time he kind of shifts sideways, my son would shift over and be in the way of me and him. And I was 10 feet away. And he would shift to the side, and my son, he just very nonchalant. The cops, they were very calm. They would just scooch over. He would just scooch over and my son knew where I was, and he would always have himself between me and this guy. And I was gushing with pride, right? This kid was protecting his old man, I'm defenseless. I'm in a sweatshirt and black pants. There's nothing I can do. Right?
Sure.
And so he's just going to be there. It was super. It was natural. He didn't even think about it. But I was just sitting back there like, that's my boy. That's awesome.
That's so cool. See?
Yeah.
What a good experience.
I know. I want to go back to school. I could go into academy right now. They are still accepting.
Age.
At 50, I could jump in if I wanted to. I'm good with what I do now. I'm okay. I'm not going to shift gears at this point. But
yeah, okay. You're in deep, but knowing that option is still open.
There is a backup plan. There's always Denver Police. Let's move on, Rick. Let's jump in. I know. Thank you, everyone, for listening through all that. It was fun. But we do want to talk about the 26 competition season because there's a lot going on this year for Masters athletes. Once we actually compiled this list, it's just stacked with qualifiers and competitions and locations all around the planet, and even some late breaking news on brand new championships that we just found out about over the weekend that actually didn't make the list that I've published. So I've got to update this list. If you are somebody who is looking for a list of these, we do have these on boulderathlete.com/blog is where you'd find that. It'd be very simple to find it there. boulderathlete.com/blog. And you'll find the 2026 Masters Roadmap. So, Rick, first, there are some qualifiers happening. Well, technically, right now, two qualifiers for competitions that happen this summer. First is the LATAM qualifier for the LATAM Championship, which is the semifinal event happening in June. This is the last semifinal for Masters athletes to qualify for the games. But to go to the LATAM Championship, it's open to everyone. You have to do this qualifier to qualify. And then if you do qualify for the championship, you still need to participate in the Open. And quarterfinals and check the post. I think it was within the top 400 at quarterfinals, 55 plus top 300. And that is the path to get to the LATAM Masters. So you have to do all of that.
That's in Colombia.
It's in Colombia.
Okay.
And that would be a last chance qualifier for Masters athletes in the world. But you would need to do both the qualifier and the Open quarterfinal stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, missing this one. All right.
Right. Okay. And I do see athletes posting. I know that we have some athletes in South America that I've talked to and are strategizing on the qualifiers. I also saw some people in America that had posted online that they're doing those qualifiers as well. So I thought that was fun and interesting. The other qualifier that's happening right now is for the Magic City Games, which is a community competition. So it's a community championship. It's not a qualifier. It's not a semifinal. It's not the semifinals for Magic City. There is a Magic City semifinal. The qualifier right now is for their community event, which happens in July, right?
That is the old 205 throwdown?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And it's a great competition. It's incredibly well run. So if you're not planning to go to the CrossFit Games, which is literally a couple of days after the Magic City Games, this would be a fun qualifier. And again, it's a fun qualifier. The qualifiers are actually really fun. The first qualifier is, I've seen multiple athletes do it. And then the championship is really well run. It's in Birmingham, July 18th and 19th. But that's this month. Qualifier is happening this month. What is not happening this month is Wodapalooza. Historically, Wodapalooza has been this month.
Exactly. I got a little picture throwback from 4 years ago. Yesterday was our final day down there. You and I had our little celebratory pizza.
Standard.
So it just goes to show you were wrapped up with Wodapalooza this third week of January, not in 2026.
No. So January it's wonderfully calm. I'm enjoying January being a building time because we are headed into Fittest of the Coast. Although, so qualifiers were in October. So, and we do see those again this October, probably. Fist of the Coast is February 12th through 6th.
13, 14, 15, something like that. Yeah,
Yep, it
13,
is
14, 15.
Valentine's Day weekend for those of you that are married. Just, you don't want to mark that on the calendar. You want to take care of that beforehand.
Correct.
So I'll see you at Fittest. We're both competing at Fittest.
Yes. Shall be there. This will be my return. I hope everything holds up.
Right? Recovery. This will be a first fun test since you've got the repair on your knee.
Yep. Correct. And that you'll be doing team and
Team and
individual?
individual. Yeah.
Okay. So you have the full Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Correct.
I'll just be team, half a Saturday, half a Sunday.
It's I did only team last year, but watching the individuals last year looked like a lot of fun. And so that's why I signed up. And I actually thought that I wanted to make sure I was competing enough this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I've accidentally got myself stacked for the year. So at least I got plenty to happen. So then we move on to February 26th through March 16th, Worldwide CrossFit Open. 3 workouts, $20. Yeah, sign up, just do it. It's great to have a track record. I go back like 13 or 14 years or something of data in the CrossFit Games leaderboard. It's really great to go back and see these workouts. We've been retesting some of the workouts in our training, and I can go back and see, like, did I improve since 2019? Did I improve since when I was in my early 40s, when I was winning the games then? I'm fitter now than I was then, Rick, and it's really fun to have that data. For $20 is nothing. It's like 2 cups of coffee. So
correct.
3,
Well, yeah. Depends if it's like a 19-year-old daughter ordering coffee.
This is true. It's very true.
I have problems with that.
So we will definitely do a prediction show about the CrossFit Open.
Absolutely.
Do you have any thoughts as to the Open this year? Anything interesting, or is this just going to be normal? Are there going to be repeats around the Open this year? Since it's the 20th anniversary of the CrossFit Games, but it's not the 20th anniversary of the Open. I don't know.
Nope. It's the 16th Open. I signed up. It was fun to see that. And yes, you go back and you look at your thing on the leaderboard and you have a scroll of data, your homepage. 3 weeks. There was a video that went around this weekend. CrossFit Games did a nice job of setting the table. Did we leak? 0.1 or something, and there was Dave and a testing athlete there at the ranch, and they I don't want to say blurred out, they muted out what he was saying. So I will think we will have a repeat. And to answer your question, yes, but just with 3 weeks, they'll pick something out. They'll do something very inclusive the first week, like we've had the last few years. Probably be a repeat, and then something ugly, traditional to end that we've seen. Chest to bars and thrusters or something like that.
I saw something. I think it was in the post that you're mentioning, but it was Dave, and he had asked the tester, someone was testing the workout, and he had asked him if he had gone unbroken or if he thinks people will go unbroken.
Yeah.
So it doesn't tell us anything, but
what does that mean? I know.
It's not burpees. It's definitely, you're going to be
Randy.
You're going to be. I mean, you could be cycling a barbell. You could be cycling on a pull-up bar or something. I do love that it feels like CrossFit is increasing everything this year. And they've been doing this on the track record. It just feels like there's some energy behind the Open. There's some energy behind their marketing of the Open, the stories they're telling. They're being really consistent. They're leaking some things like that. I mean, not leaking anything, but they're sharing a little bit behind the scenes. And I think that gets me excited.
Dates are out early. Rule books out early. Venues are known.
Yeah.
It's unlike them because we actually have had, before we turned to 2026, we had information in hand.
Yeah.
And this is all under the fog of what is going on with the sale. Is there a sale? Who knows? But the team that's responsible for content delivery and execution of their events seem to be moving right along and in a fashion that we're not used to, which is great for the community to plan, because there was nothing worse than not knowing dates. It drove you nuts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I'm satisfied with the momentum they're creating.
Correct.
Let's see. So after the Open ends on March 16th, March 16th. And that is a Monday. And then we start individual quarterfinals 5-day competition, starts March 26th, ends March 30th.
Wait, before you go quarterfinals, do you want to say, talk about Wodapalooza?
Oh my God. Yeah. No, yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah.
Because it ties in with the Open for
It
you.
very much does. Yeah. I don't know why I skipped that. So Wodapalooza is March 14th, 15th, and 16th. That Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It might even, no, Friday, Saturday, Sunday it is. And so the Open announcement is at Wodapalooza, which is really interesting and really fun. And one of the Wodapalooza workouts, the tests for all of the athletes there, will be an Open workout. And you'll be able to submit your score from there, which will be the case for me. I
Great.
will be there as an individual competing the 50 plus division. Let's
Mhm.
go 50
Great.
plus, guys. And no, sorry. And but it'd be fun. We get to do an Open workout out there and like kill two birds with one stone. Like, hey, if we're going to be out there competing and you've got this crowd, you've got this excitement and the energy, and it'll be the third. So typically the third Open workout is higher skill. Not always, but sometimes it's higher skill.
Makes sense then. It fits well with the competition.
Totally.
So, that'll be
now
fun.
you finish Wodapalooza, submit your scores, fly home, or you finish the Open, and 10 days later, after you submit scores, 10 days later, you're starting a 5-day quarterfinals. Individual and age group quarterfinals are on the same dates, which is pretty cool. I really like just when it's all together. It makes it easier for affiliates to run this whole thing at once. And I think they're taking the top 25% again.
Top 25, top quarter, just like it was a couple of years ago. Yes.
It was so popular, and then it was so gnarly when they removed it last year. I'm glad they brought that back. So that's March 20th through March 30th. And I was going to take a look. March 26th is likely a Thursday. It is.
Thursday through
released on a Thursday
Monday?
through a Monday. It's a long weekend, man. It's a lot of work. And I believe that quarterfinals, I don't know the rules on that. You may have looked into this. Like, it doesn't have to be done in an affiliate. It does, right?
I know it does have to be done in an affiliate, and good standing is their favorite phrase right now. So
Standard.
now judging, I'm not up to speed on that yet. I haven't dug in that far.
They had that as a conversation in the athlete council that quarterfinals was going to be more judging more like the Open. Although I don't remember the details on that. I just remember we had questions like, are quarterfinals going to be like semifinals? They said no. Quarterfinals is a much less stressful environment. It is not.
You have a bigger group.
Such a bigger group. Yeah. So they have to make that manageable. And then when it comes to semifinals, it's a different case. Yeah. So okay, then we move on from quarterfinals.
Right.
Gosh, I've got multiple tabs open. So that ends March 30th. Legends semifinal starts April 24th. That is the first in-person semifinal for Masters athletes. So yeah,
beautiful.
You finish
Del Mar Fairgrounds.
Fairgrounds. I'll be there. I'm competing there. I've got my ticket booked. So the qualification process for that was released over the weekend by the Legends team. And I thought this was interesting. How to qualify was the roster is 20 men, 20 women. Oh, that's the elite. Gonna take a look at Masters. That is for us. So 35 to 54, 30 men, 30 women. Ages 55 plus, 15 men, 15 women. Invites will be sent out to athletes from the below paths. 26 Masters quarterfinal path. So from quarterfinals, the top 15 men and women in age 35 to 54 will be invited. Top 8 men and women, 55 plus. That comes from quarterfinals.
Okay.
The other portion comes from the 2025 Masters Games. So ages 35 to 54, top 10 men and women, 55 plus, top 5 men and women's.
Interesting.
In the same way that the LATAM Championship, you still have to compete in the Open. You still have to compete in quarterfinals. You have to place in the top 400 in quarterfinals. So you can't just sandbag all that. You still have to do all of that, which for these athletes should be fine. But the Masters Games path. So for me, I will get my invite whenever they send it, and then I will compete in the Open and quarterfinals to make sure that I hit that top 400. I will give it my all on both of those. I mean, I'm not the guy that's going to sit back. I'm going to go try to win those if I can. But yeah, that's an interesting path. Again, each one of these competitions have a different path for qualification, but that is how you get to the Legends.
They will backfill. Correct.
They will backfill. I think
we've heard. Yeah. So 1 through 15 in quarterfinals, just say for 35 to 54.
Right.
Not all 15 are going to accept.
Correct.
for whatever reason.
Let's take me for example. I will accept the Masters Game Path invite, and let's say I make the top 15 in quarterfinals, I will not be taking that spot. So then they'll take the 16th person. And if we think about the top 10 men and women, for example, on the Masters Games path, even in the 45 to 49 division, which I'm most familiar with, I can't imagine that Kane Hayes will fly from Australia to Del Mar when he can compete in Touring Pro. Or I don't think there's going to be a ton of international travel, and there was quite a few international guys. So that will open the door for quite a few, maybe even the top 15, top 16 from the games. Maybe we'll have a path to get to the games via Legends because of those backfills. And then same thing on the quarterfinal, because again, maybe someone doesn't want to compete at Legends because they want to compete at Magic City, or they want to compete at LATAM, or they want to do, they don't want to travel.
French Throwdown, right.
Yeah.
Or wait till online, to be honest with you. And it's interesting, this is not Masters related, but I did see Mayhem and their semifinal, in-person semifinal. They sent out invites. I think I read the number 19 of the 30 declined. So only 11 said yes to go to Cookeville, which means they will be backfilling those spots as well. There are going to be, I think this year we'll have, and we'll get back on track, we'll have shades of sanctionals, where there will be backfilling upon backfilling upon backfilling, and it will be very hard to keep track of until you see an email comes into your on your phone that you get an invite. Good luck to the teams that are running that and keeping the backfill process straight, because it can get a little crazy. Like, did this person go here or no? Then they get an invite. Yes. Where are they on the leaderboard? Okay.
I remember listening to those shows back in the day. You'd listen to Talking Elite Fitness or even the CrossFit Games shows, and it was a lot of math, a lot of declines, and that's okay.
That's fine. We're trying something new, like we always do every year.
Multiple ways, and in-person seminars, we get to give this a shot. So we have Legends 24th, 26th. The very next weekend is the Magic City semifinals in Birmingham, Alabama. So this is almost this idea of so the West is Legends, the East is Magic City, although it's not geo-fenced at all. Anyone can go to any of them. May 1st through 3rd, Magic City semifinals. My goal is to ideally punch a ticket at Legends, come back to Birmingham. For me, not that everyone wants to know my agenda, but come back and support all the athletes and cheer on everybody at Magic City, because that's super fun too. It's in my backyard. I'm just going to go out on there and cheer everyone on. Again, Magic City, when we had Micah Shoemaker on our episode 3 or 4 months ago, he said their invites come from quarterfinals, period. So they will send out all their invites from quarterfinals. They'll backfill until they have their rosters set.
They're full field, correct.
They'll have a great competition. I'm so excited for these in-person semifinals because I think that the planners all want to do a great job, right? I really think they're aiming for this huge thing. Okay, the week after Magic City, what comes next, Rick?
It will be in-person semifinals.
In-person semifinals. You nailed
it. Where it's a much smaller field than in years past. But everybody and around the world has a chance to compete. I'm assuming it's a Thursday through Monday again. I don't have those dates.
It's May 7th. I'm going to double check that. We've got May 7th, Thursday through Monday. Yep, Thursday through Monday.
Okay. Bingo.
Thursday at 2 p.m. This is all Pacific time, ending at May 11th or Monday at 7 p.m. So age group online semifinals. And it is about half the field, give or take, will qualify that way. And that is going to be run like last year. At an affiliate, you've got individual judges and you have a head judge. That is standardized. I haven't heard any word on video review, but I imagine they're going to do a similar community-based, I'm assuming. Again, I have no inside information on it.
We just have to assume, right?
The video review and the reason someone might get dinged on a video review, like, because they did that they didn't do that for us as masters, but they corrected that for the individuals. So I think they may even add additional layers of awesomeness to the online review this year, given they learned so much last year and they've had a year to improve. Look at you, skeptic.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm hopeful,
Okay, I want to be hopeful too. But if we learned anything from looking at the needs reviews buttons hit, were those videos really reviewed, or were you doing it just because you felt like punishing someone, or who knows? Again, now CrossFit HQ has a smaller number to review because there's fewer spots, but you're also reviewing 11 through who knows what, 20, I'm sure. When you start hitting people with a penalty and the leaderboard starts shuffling, you're going to look at the next person down to see if that's how that works. We've gone over that. That's for another show. How about that?
That is for another
Yeah.
show.
But
and that's
yes,
fair.
that is the online semifinals first week of May.
Online semifinals
around the world.
First week in May. Around the world. Following week. I mean, this is back to back to back. French Throwdown. Following week. Masters Athletes in Paris. This is May 15th through May 17th. I haven't seen, I can't say that I don't know, but I have not seen a qualifier for the French Throwdown. I bet there is one, but I'm looking it up right now, and it is not in English. So I'm not.
Where's the little button up in the corner?
Okay, discover the actually, it's okay. What's okay? Oh my goodness.
I enjoyed my time there. I'm not competing there.
Yep. Let's just see if I can click that flag. Let's go to English. There we go. Season overview.
That's it.
Qualifier. Let's see. Just want to get some dates on the qualifier for the French Throwdown. That qualifier is January 29th through February 15th.
Ooh, coming up. Okay.
Coming up. Yep. So if someone is going to do the French Throwdown, I believe you would need to qualify via their qualifier, and that makes sense. They have great qualifiers. I've looked at them in the past. They've got great workouts. French Throwdown has some really great in their competition, really great workouts. So that would be a fun one to go to. Masters Athletes, there are spots available for that. But the French Throwdown is that weekend of May 15th, the week after affiliate semifinals. The following weekend, Rick?
I'm going to guess.
Go
Torian?
Torian Pro. It sure is. Torian Pro. So
the tennis stadium that they use, I think. The Rod Laver Tennis Center? I'm right?
They got the fire going. I mean, it is.
What a spectacle to watch. Haven't ever been there, but it looks great.
Really, really, really cool. They also have a qualifier, and looking on their website right now, I can't find the dates for the qualifier just really quickly, but there is likely a qualifier, but it's just such an exciting one to watch. But that is a stacked semifinal season right there, and it's like four of the 5 in-person qualifiers plus the affiliate qualifier, all just back to back to back to back to back. So
boom.
Once we get into that season, man, it's going to be fun and pretty crazy. Then everyone can kind of take a breath after the French Throwdown.
For a week, maybe? No.
Well, technically, so May is the typical time that the Masters Fitness Championship has qualifiers. That hasn't been announced yet that I can find, but that's typically the time that we see
May,
that.
June. Like half May into June, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can pencil that in because Masters Fitness Championship is a great competition. It's huge. Tons of Masters go there. So that's something to pay attention to in May. And also, once we get into June, we're looking at the I had it right here. The LATAM semifinal, June 12th through 14th, the last and final chance for Masters to qualify for. So we already talked about their qualifier, which is happening right now. Just throwing that out there. LATAM semifinal, June 12th through 14th. Boom. That's in Colombia. If the border is open, we'll try to get there.
I was going to say, let's just see what the political environment is. You never know.
Seriously. I don't want to get stuck
honest, there. Nothing surprises me anymore. But what I will say is if you are doing the LATAM semifinal, given the compressed nature of the calendar, because as Jason will get to here, the dates of the games, it's no surprise. We don't have the few months from June until early September or late August. You're doing LATAM in early June or mid-June, you have suddenly a very quick turnaround.
Very true.
Before the games. But I will pause. Go for it after LATAM.
So next, after LATAM, the next on the calendar that I've got is the Magic City Games, which is the community event in Birmingham. We mentioned that qualifier is happening right now, so that community event is in July. It is the weekend before the CrossFit Games. And so technically, the 18th and 19th, on the 19th, that's a Sunday, I'll probably myself be flying to California because our games start on the 21st, which is a Tuesday. We compete as Masters Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
Of that week, and then it moves into the Indies, and the teams go at the same time as the Indies, and then Wheel Wad is after that in the adaptive division. So that is the Masters Games, July 21st through 23rd. Very exciting. It's going to be the 20th year anniversary. Should be an epic event. San Jose, you're going to get out there. I'm
I'll
going to
be
get out there
supporting.
One way or another. If I'm
I'll
not
be
competing, I'll be supporting as well.
Correct.
Then, the very next weekend, if you want to, right after that.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, actually, it's the same weekend as the CrossFit Games, July 24th through 26th. It's the same as the Elite
Games,
ones, the Monster Games. Now,
Mhm.
why would anyone want to do the Monster Games? Well, it's a great competition, first of all. Great
Absolutely.
competition. People have a great time there. And for Masters athletes, they run a great show. And it is also a qualifier for those that want to compete in the World Fitness Project Masters Championship, which is happening in Copenhagen the week before Christmas in December 2026. That was announced over the weekend. So that is a path to another Masters Championship.
Correct.
That will be in December. And okay, so that's just there. So we're going to throw that out there. That is on the calendar. Want to mention that one because we know a lot of our friends do compete in that one, Rick, as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So a lot of action there.
I believe off the top, is that Joplin, Missouri?
It is Joplin.
That was Joplin. Yes. Yeah. I've never been there, but I have heard very good things.
Right.
We know Jason runs it really well. Well, Jason's in the past, his team now.
Yes.
That he has put in place to run the event.
And I think, doesn't Hepner is part of the programming, or maybe he programs the whole thing, but he's at least part of it.
Yeah, he's involved.
Whatever happens, it burns. If Hepner's involved, it burns.
Right.
Okay, I don't have anything that I know of that I see in September. I think September is wide open, which is
it should be, because your next month will be qualifiers for
correct
2027, believe it or not, but also Masters Fitness Championship.
And Masters Fitness is typically late September or October, right? So that would be the next Masters Fitness Championship. We don't have dates on that yet, but it has traditionally been around that time. And then after that, traditionally for Masters athletes, there's been, at least for the past almost 10 years, the Legends Championship has been in December, although that is not confirmed to be happening this year, since Legends is now doing a semifinal event and the games.
Teams getting spread thin,
really thin. It's looking that that's probably not going to happen. The traditional Legends Championship in December, which opens up the window for some athletes that want to travel to Copenhagen to do. There is a World Fitness Project qualifier, I believe. Actually, Rick, that might be somewhere in that October area. I believe I saw that in the post online.
If you're not taking the Monster Games path, which it would only be one or two, I'm sure.
Right.
Something like that.
That there is a qualifier.
Of the field will be a qualifier. Okay. Excellent.
That could be interesting, because that could actually pull quite a few European athletes in, because that would be much more local for them. And that could be an interesting opportunity for them to compete in a world championship without traveling overseas. Now, for me, I think that would be a really fun one to go to. So, especially since we wouldn't already be traveling to Legends, I would definitely, if Legends was happening, I would be there. But if that's not happening, maybe we go international, and we'll see if the family thinks that's an idea worth pursuing. We'll have to
take the show on the road.
Right. We'll have to see about that. That seems like a long plane flight. And I'm pretty sure my kids would just be excited because they'd be able to have their iPads on a plane for 12 hours or something.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Rick, this is as exhaustive as I think we could cover for this year, 2026. Maybe we missed something. I mean, there's always the international, the IFF. What is that? The international?
Yep. International Fitness Federation.
Functional Fitness Championship.
I'm sorry.
I'm totally blanking as well. To those athletes that do that, it's historically been interesting.
High rocks. Have to include that, because a lot of people will put a high rocks on their schedule.
Yeah.
Given the competition layout that you've presented, there'll be open weekends or destinations to go to for high rocks. And again, this is what you and I have talked about. These are people that we've worked with and had on, but you can take a step back from that and go like a more of a super regional kind of competition that might draw from a couple of states that we know of, that happens in different parts of the country, out in Arizona
TFX.
Or down to Pensacola, TFX, Desert
Pensacola.
City, Desert Classic.
Oh my gosh.
Things like that go on that we don't talk about as often, but are still well-run, fun competitions, usually have a qualifier path to get to. So someone has a really good point, leave a comment.
It's a really good point, and I may try to update this webpage that I've built to try to include as many regional comps as well, because there is just something really special about competition reps that you can't imitate in training. Like you have to in wrestling, like my son wrestles and they call it mat time. Like you can wrestle, you can practice, you could be the best, you could be the strongest, but you need so much time on the mat, actually in competition, to become great at that sport.
Real reps, live fire reps.
Real reps. And it's such a different experience. You and I both know that every time we get on the competition floor, we get to learn some new things. We have hiccups, we make mistakes, both just errors, like errors and omissions, and sometimes just, no reps. There's so much to learn. Pacing, all that kind of stuff. Live reps. I mean, beach brawl, for example. Who doesn't love doing burpees in the sand? Yeah, I've done it a few times, and it's really fun.
And you and the sand always comes back to that story.
Yeah, I actually hate the sand. I love the beach. I hate the sand. It's a tricky combo.
Speaking of sand, are we missing Wodapalooza SoCal?
Yeah, totally. It's not on here. It's a thing too.
I would imagine there's a path for either teams, but not individual masters, right? But teams.
Right.
It was only masters teams out there.
Correct. It was only masters teams out there.
That's okay. And that's September-ish?
September-ish. I'm just going to the SoCal website, and they don't have anything updated for 2026 yet. They don't have dates on
still
there.
A little early. It is only January.
But having gone out there, and I know that they've done it 2 years in a row, and the first year they just knocked it out of the park. It was great. It was surprisingly chilly at night on the beach in Huntington Beach,
correct.
But wet, weirdly wet. There's like this vapor that just
marine
layer that just comes and makes everything wet at night. And in the mornings they're just trying to dry things off. But that's fine. I mean, those are different competition reps. Like when you're
live
playing with
outside on the beach. I mean, that's
what are you gonna do?
That's a bucket list too. I need to do that. I need to go out there.
Highly encouraged. Well, Rick, that is it. That's what we've got going on in the world here. It's a busy year. Wasn't sure if we were actually going to get through all of that. It's exciting. You feeling good about it?
I encourage people to go look up what you have put together there, just to have something in front of you. For those that like to pull the calendar out, electronic or paper, I'm not going to judge. Make sure that you have some of these dates down, because if you like to compete, and there are going to be levels and competitions for every athlete out there that is over 35, there'll be a lot to take advantage of here in 2026.
Well, Rick, we'll go ahead and wrap it there, because we've rapid fired through this show. Appreciate you. I'm excited to see what we get to talk about in 2026, because there is going to be a lot. And we will, of course, we'll always be looking for guests, interesting people. We are actually considering some subject matter experts that can help with master specific type training and nutrition and recovery and mobility and all those kinds of fun things. But for now, Rick, it's time to get busy competing. I'll see you in just a few weeks, and hopefully we'll have a show or two between now and then.
I am looking forward to it. It's going to be warmer there no matter what than here. Trust me.
Thank God. All right, man.
All right, buddy.
Stay warm.
Take care.
They say performance has an expiration date. But what if they're wrong? No matter where you start, the goal's the same: to be better, stronger, wiser, bolder. We're here for the relentless, those that don't back down, don't compromise, and don't quit. This is training for Masters athletes by Masters athletes, with a community that holds you steady. So say goodbye to random workouts, because whether you're stepping into following a program for the first time or stepping onto the podium, your journey starts here.
Thanks for tuning in to the Masters in Motion podcast. We'd be so grateful if you could take a moment to leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or your preferred podcast app. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us reach more listeners and grow our Masters community. Until next time, get bolder, not older.